Welcome to Crown Level Confidence with Kalia Janae, the podcast where we empower and inspire you to achieve unstoppable confidence and self-belief. I'm your host, Kalia Janae, a wife, mom, entrepreneur, as well as a certified life coach and motivational speaker with a background in humanities and communication. I'm excited to navigate this transformative journey with you. In each episode, I'll bring you candid conversations, practical tips, and inspiring stories from remarkable women who have conquered many challenges and risen to new heights. Get ready to have your crown straightened as we listen, learn, and laugh together so we can level up. Let's dive in. Hey everyone. I'm so excited to have you here with us on this new episode of Crown Level Confidence, where we are leading women worldwide to lower their stress and raise their level of confidence. You guys know I only bring the most amazing and fabulous women to have these conversations to be had. And I've got another one, okay? I'm literally shaking in my chair because I'm so excited to introduce you to the amazing Nesta Lumpkin. Nesta, say hey.
Hi, everyone.
Cool. So y'all know I have some little background 401 to drop about Nesta real fast, and then we'll jump into our amazing conversation. So Nesta Lumpkin is a transformational baby sleep coach, speaker, and writer. Ooh, how on point right now. She's the founder of Just Bloom Life LLC, which focuses on empowering moms to have a clear vision and purpose on how they can live a more harmonious life. Yes. Nesta is the creative force behind the pediatrician approved Baby Sleep Accelerator program. Through this comprehensive program, she empowers mothers to navigate the often challenging journey of baby sleep training, enabling them to break free from never-ending exhaustion and sleep deprivation. Yes. Nesta has had a remarkable career as a former CNN associate producer and writer. For years, she reported on some of the world's most significant events, covering stories that shaped global narratives. However, her most significant achievements are more personal, marrying her soulmate and embracing the transformative role of motherhood in her 3 daughters. Oh, yes. All the things, Nesta, all the things.
Yes, that is my biggest headline so far.
Yes, that's awesome. So, wow, y'all. This is Nesta Lumpkin. Okay, we always talk about it in the end, but for those of you who are not currently driving, just go on over to all her socials. You need to follow her. First of all, she's beautiful, okay? And then we know she's got a lot to say, what she's going to share with us. So let's just hop right in because I'm so excited. Y'all know I'm currently I'm with child, right? So I was like, Lord, you brought me a sleep trained specialist? Yes.
Absolutely.
So tell us, how did you get here, right? Like this amazing career at CNN, and you're like, I want to help moms train their babies how to sleep. Like, tell us a little bit about how you became a baby sleep coach.
Okay, so I'm going to go all the way back.
Okay.
So when I was born, my mom had severe postpartum depression, and we lost each other. We got separated. I got put in foster care, and I was raised by my grandma. Now, when I started to have my family, I made it a goal that, I wanted to end the negative cycles that I experienced in my life, and I wanted to build strong families. And so I just wanted a different experience than what I had. And I ended up sleep training my first daughter. I have 3 children. And I ended up sleep training her when my maternity leave would end. And I was like, okay, I'm going back to work. I'm exhausted. I'm sleeping like 3 to 4 hours a night. Like, how am I going to do that? So me and my husband talked, and we were like, okay, we have to put her on a solid sleep schedule. At the time, we didn't even know what sleep training was. This was about 8. Yeah, it was about 8 years ago. So we were successful because we were determined. I was determined because I was like, how am I going to survive in like a fast-paced newsroom, doing the work that I do, breast pumping, taking care of the baby. I'm a first-time mom. How am I going to do it all? And my solution was sleep training. And so after having my other 2 children, I just was like fueled, like, okay, I want something different from what I experienced with my mom. I want to keep my family together. So we sleep trained all of them. And so when my friends would come over and see me go upstairs, like, and take 10 minutes to go put my daughters down, they were like, you just went upstairs to put your daughters down and you came back down in 10 minutes and they're all sleeping? Like, how did you do that? And I was like, yeah, they're sleeping because I do X, Y, Z. And so they started asking me to teach them how to do it. And that's how me turning into a baby sleep coach formed. I was a life coach before, alongside being in media production. And so I pivoted to that. And it's just this desire. I think God is using the pain that I went through with my mom to fuel me to help moms not go through that, and using sleep training as a tool. So when I coach clients, when I work with them, they get to see successful results way faster working with me. And I'm just so pleased with that.
Wow. So this is my favorite thing to do. I want to unpack some things that you just said, okay? Going all the way back to, y'all, did you hear what I heard? Because what I heard her say was, how am I going to do it? Not, can I do it? Not, this is too much. She said, how am I going to do this? And we all know I'm your favorite mindset coach, right? And so when I hear that, I'm listening to a mentality of a woman that has her mind made up, that says, these are the things that need to happen. They are going to happen. So let me figure out how to make them happen. So you already were leaps and bounds ahead of a lot of people who they haven't tapped into that part of themselves yet, right? Like, I just want to acknowledge that for you, because I heard it, and I have the pleasure of seeing her talk. And I was there, like, she was reliving all of this for our benefit, and I was there with her, like, yeah, how are we about to do this? There's a way. So I just want to highlight that, to encourage not only the moms that are listening, the future moms that are listening as well, and just women, right? Just as a species, we sometimes tend to get overwhelmed, and that's natural. But when you're already committed, right? When you already know that God is using you for a purpose, when you already know, okay, yes, this is a lot, but God's not going to give me more than I can bear, you look at it differently. You take a different approach, right? You command the situation. So kudos to you, Nesta, for walking in that, because now you have essentially birthed, right, this whole movement of how you're able to use your experience all the way from childhood now through to adulthood to impact so many other families and divert them from those paths, or those things that you went through. So that's amazing. I'm so thankful that you had that mindset, because now here you are with me. So can you kind of share a little bit? I got so excited, right, that I just dived right in. But for those who are not really familiar with what sleep training actually is, can you kind of give us a little example of what that looks like? Because some people may be doing it and don't know, or they may think that they are, doing sleep training, but they may be missing a key part of it.
Okay, so sleep training is, when you break it down, it's essentially having a routine, a sleep routine, and being consistent. It's like saying, okay, I want to lose weight. I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to lose weight. So it sounds easy, like, oh yeah, anybody can do it, right? And most people get by with winging it and saying, okay, I'm going to get my baby to sleep. And it takes a long time. When you're in it, you realize that, wow, I wish I had a guide. And that's where I come in as a baby sleep coach. And so sleep training it's like an organizational tool to help you set your day. It's something to look forward to. In my house, we still look forward to our bedtime routine. It's like the anchor that holds us down. It's our time to reset. We reset at night, where we kind of say, okay, all this happened in the day. Now it's the time to sit down with our girls, ask them what their highlights were for the day, what they want to do tomorrow, what are they going to wear? So they pick out their outfits, we read to them, things like that. And, if there's things that we need to apologize for, we apologize as parents. Like maybe we messed up big time that day, and we say, let's reset, let's go to bed and start all over the next day. So sleep training is essentially that. And so it seems easy, just like, losing weight. You just cut your calories and you go exercise. You do more exercise, you burn more calories than you put in. It's easy, right? Like sleep training is easy, right? But with me, my coaching clients get results very quickly, within 2 to 3 days, less than 2 weeks when they work with me. And that's the beauty of my program, because it's not just about putting your baby to sleep. I focus on the mindset, the psychology, the mindset of the mom, and like how you can sustain it. So it's deeper than just, I'm just going to sleep train. And so that's where I come in.
Wow, that's awesome. So, mindset's one of our favorite topics here, because that's where our confidence is going to stem from, our self-talk and our internal communication. So kind of, not to beat a dead horse, but to over communicate the significance, right? As a mom, what sleep training can do. How can this pour over or spill over into a mom's life, or how she views herself, or how she builds her confidence if she can master the sleep training?
Okay, so for new moms or first-time moms, there are 3 components that you need to be successful. First, you need to have confidence that all this is going to build up your self-esteem, which is how you value yourself. You need to have confidence and trust that you can do it. You can take care of your baby. And you need to feel competent that you have the skills. And even if you don't have the skills, that you're going to learn the skills of how to change a diaper, how to bathe a newborn, how to get your baby to sleep and eat well and breastfeed. And then you have to feel connected. You have to feel like you're a part of a community. Now, those 3 components make up your self-esteem, which is how you value yourself. So confidence is definitely a key part of it. And for me, once you start learning how to do these things, like the practical, like changing diapers. When I had my first baby, this was my first real experience with a newborn, like taking care of them. I was an adult who was focused on going to school, getting a job, working, getting married. Taking care of a newborn, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Right? So my sister-in-law had to teach me how to change a diaper in the hospital the first day my baby was born. That's how dramatic my transformation was. But the more I progressed, the more I learned, the more we did sleep training and it worked, my confidence level got built up. And with that, it was like a stepping stone, an example of showing me that I could do other things, that I could potty train, I could meal prep, I could discipline my children, like teach them how to get up out of bed and make their beds, go brush their teeth, and teach them different routines. So for me, sleep training was just such a confidence builder. It was also like, you start something new and you feel like, man, how am I going to do it? Can I do it? And then you just look back in your past and say, you know what? I have lived this long. I have been successful at being confident because I did X, Y, Z. I overcame X problem and got Y result. So with sleep training, it was just like when other challenges came up, I could look at that, and my clients can look at that and say, well, I was successful in this area and this is what I did. So if I can transfer this knowledge to something new, I can do a lot of things as a parent. And so I think it builds your confidence that way. And, the world just has this thing like moms, this expectations that moms are supposed to be super moms, super women. Mm-hmm. And not all of us are built the same. And not all of us know how to take care of a baby. Like we have to learn these things. And so it just puts a dent in your confidence sometimes. You're like, wait, I should know how to breastfeed, right? Like they make it look so easy. And breastfeeding is one of the most challenging things. I have 3 children and each one was a challenge. Mm-hmm. So I just think that whatever we can hold on to as moms to help boost our self-esteem and confidence, we should hold on to it. And sleep training, I think, is one of them.
Absolutely. I mean, so many great points there, Nesta. Thank you. And for me, listening to you as the professional, and then hosting the show, and then knowing I've got my daughter, kind of comparing what you're saying to my experience, as I'm sure our listeners are doing, you hit the nail on the head. You know, I was fortunate enough to have been exposed, you know, to children and childcare. One of my many ways I earned money growing up was, you know, babysitting children. And so at one point I worked for one family, and I had a newborn, a 2-year-old, and a 5-year-old, the same family. When I was in high school, and after school, I would go to their house and take care of them for a few hours while their mom worked. And, you know, that was like our routine. But, you know, when you're a part-time babysitter, that's not the same thing as a full-time mom or caregiver, right? And I agree with you that there's so many secrets to motherhood, or, you know, we could even say secrets to womanhood, but that's a whole other conversation. Secrets to motherhood, where in our society today, so much emphasis is placed on all of the things, right, externally, that the wife or the mom is supposed to be doing. It's not just home ec or cooking or cleaning or sewing. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. Like, I know how to cook because I like to eat.
I know how to prepare peanut butter and jelly sandwich real well.
If my daughter, like, fast forward, if my daughter today were to come home and be like, Mom, I need a costume for a play at school, I'd be like, great, let's go on Amazon. Like, I'm not about to sew it together.
It's called glue.
You know, right?
Yeah.
There's all of these different things that have been lost, right? That we don't realize the erosion, right, of these kind of maternal things that we perceive as maternal. We assign these as maternal attributes, but we're not teaching them. We're not really passing them down as a society. It's kind of about the bigger, better thing. And yes, there's all of these different things that we can accomplish in our lives and our careers, as we have the right to, and as a lot of us should and have the ambition to. But when did we have to choose, right? When did the pendulum shift so far where the focus is only on that, and now, like, motherhood is kind of left behind? You know, like, we go to the hospital and give birth, like a secret, and then we come back, and so you don't have no idea about what birth is until you get pregnant, and it's like too late.
I agree. I feel like when I had my first baby, I was like, wait, I am not the first woman to give birth on this planet. Why do I feel like I'm the first human being to give birth? It's like that, you know, like grandma's recipe. Mm-hmm. You know how it's been transferred, like, for generation to generation, and for some reason, our generation, the recipe just disappeared.
It got lost.
Yeah, it got lost somewhere. And then, like, all these moms that I'm talking to, I'm working with, they're online. Everyone's online, searching for the magic app, searching for, like, the assessment that's gonna work. Like, this assessment is gonna figure my baby out, and everything's gonna work, and everything's gonna be fine. No, we still need grandma's recipes. Where are the grandmas? Grandmas are working.
Yeah. They're
trying to live out their dream too. They're still trying to live out the dream. It's like people don't have time anymore to be that hands-on. Some people do, and if you have that as a mom, that's a blessing. Mm-hmm. As moms, I feel like we're living in like silos. Mm-hmm. Like, everyone is doing their own thing in their own house. I mean, as it should be. But one of the components I talked about in building your self-esteem is connection.
Yes.
Like, you need that connection. Yes, you can go on Facebook and Instagram and get connected, but you need that, like, real interaction, right? That organic, like, oh, show me how to do this, or this is how you make your baby food. Okay, maybe, you know, I can practice that, or I can pick this up.
Yeah.
It's just, we need that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm an only child, so I'm a social learner by default. And it was just recently, a couple of weeks ago, I was with a friend of mine. She has 2 boys that are a few years older than my daughter. And we were at their house, and something as simple as socks. Okay. Now, my daughter, she runs around my house and my hardwood floors, and she's like slipping and sliding or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, she's just going to figure it out one day. And I go to my friend's house, same floors, and her kids have socks with grips on them.
You're like, why didn't I think about that?
I didn't say anything. I just made a mental note. And then the next day when I went to go buy clothes, I was like, we're getting these drippy socks.
Or my answer for everything, glue.
There was no commercial
on the bottom.
Socks, you know. And had I not been there, my daughter would have just been sliding around my house until God knows when. And so, I mean, it sounds like a trivial example, but it's how you learn, is to be able to expose yourself to what other families are doing, and then also in return to let them be exposed to you. Like, you know, just how I didn't tell her about the socks, she may have seen something that I did with my daughter that could have turned a light bulb on for her. I don't know, and it's not I don't look for any kind of glory for her to tell me this, but the point is we have to be able to come together so we can grow together. And a lot of times people want to take information, but they don't want to expose themselves to another family to say, oh, well, they might judge me if I let my kid, I don't know, eat off the floor if they dropped a piece of food or something. Well, if your house is clean enough, then you're fine.
It's a cancel culture. You're going to be canceled. No one wants to be canceled. Everyone's hiding and doing their own thing. But like I think that's one of the beauty of me and my clients, like when I get their testimonials at the end, just seeing how transformative like sleep training can be. Or when I speak and people come up to me and they're like, wow, what you said really moved me, like made me want to change some things about how I put my baby to sleep or something. It moves me, it keeps me going. I just love seeing that I can come alongside a mom and her baby and like help guide them through this period. The postpartum period is tough. It's tough, y'all.
It's so tough.
If you get a baby that sleeps, people are like, oh, my baby is a good sleeper. That is great. Yeah. Are you planning on having more babies? Right. Will that second baby, third baby, fourth baby be a good sleeper? We don't know. But, you know, just having that period, having help to come alongside you, I think it's a great investment and it's worth it.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay, so in addition to, we've talked a lot, right? We're both moms here, and clearly there are more perspectives to be shared. So you guys already know I'm going to remind you to go back to the Facebook group, Crown Level Confidence, between the episodes, and chime in, right? Join the conversation. But so, Nesta, share with us, how are some ways that moms can better balance their lives, right? Because you and I are both very ambitious women, right? Multiple children, right? We're doing it and all the things. And so, you know, in your professional opinion, and maybe that speaks to what you've done personally, how can other moms, including myself because I'm listening, better balance their lives or have better harmony?
Okay, so better harmony, better balance, because the balance thing to me is a myth, right? Just like being the super mom. But there are things you can do. You've probably heard them before, but I'm gonna start with number 1: sleep training.
Paramount.
That's how you get your life back. When you feel like, oh my gosh, my life is over. I'm like in baby, like breastfeeding jail, and I'm always breastfeeding. Like, when am I gonna rest? So sleep training helps you focus on so many things. It gives you more time to focus on your hobbies, being connected with other people, focusing on your spouse, your relationship with your partner, relationship with relatives and friends. So definitely that gives you more time in your day and for you to just be like well rested so you can think. For me, you know, like being better organized, taking care of your health. You have to, as a mom, I know the pressure is there to bounce back after you have a baby, you know, the body bouncing back and all that. Give yourself time, but still you can eat better in the meantime. You can do stretches. You can do yoga if you want to. But you definitely have to take care of your health, because if mama is not okay, nobody is okay. So if mama is in the hospital, what is going to happen? Right? So for you to have more balance, you have to, I think, sleep train, take care of your health, and be more organized. When I say be more organized, like you have to clean house, literally. And like the space you're in, your environment, you know, it's a lot of things that you have to deal with as a mom. So if you can hire someone to come clean your house or organize like the toys or whatever is going on, get the help. Once your space is like decluttered, your brain will feel decluttered also, and you'll get some room to breathe. So those are my tips.
Awesome. Yes. And again, I'm taking several notes. Y'all know over here. And she's speaking to me. I don't know if she's speaking to y'all, but she's at least speaking to me. So I appreciate this. Yes. Nesta, this conversation is so good and so needed, right? There's a lot of opinions and different narratives out there about what women need and what moms need. And to be honest with you, you're my first encounter of a professional woman that is really advocating for sleep training in the community, you know, that I've seen. Again, I've only been in the mommy space for a year and a half because, and let me just get on my soapbox really fast. Can we normalize pregnant moms as moms? Because the moment I found out I was pregnant, I became a mom. Let me just be clear. As so many people last year, oh, it's your pre-Mother's Day. No, it's Mother's Day.
Can I say something? When I was pregnant with my first baby, I think I was 4 months and wasn't really showing for Mother's Day. My husband at church, and they said all the moms stand up, and I was sitting down. My husband nudged me and said, "Get up, you're a mom." And from that day, it clicked. Like, you are a mom the moment you conceive.
Yes.
Yes, I'll help you normalize that.
Thank you. But yeah, so there's so much out there, you know, that is thrown at you, you know, the moment you realize that you're a mom now. And again, there's not enough emphasis on sleep training. So thank you, you know, so much for sharing this time with us, to kind of walk us through not only what it's done in your life, but, you know, the lives of your clients and how it builds your confidence as a mom. Because something that we always talk about on the show is there's different levels of confidence in different categories. So while you could be the CEO or president of a Fortune 500 company and you've got the ins and outs of your industry all figured out, you could come home and be a very small level confidence as a mom or as a wife or with your friends. Maybe you're lonely. I don't know. So that's why we cover so many different topics on this show, because there's so many different ways we position ourselves as women. We're so complex. And we try to cover it all because someone needs to hear what you have to say. So speaking of what you have to say, we're going to enter the final word. It always goes by so fast. So the final word, we're wrapping up the conversation. Everyone's getting closer to parking their cars. They're going to get out. And what is the most important thing you want everyone to remember you say?
As a mom, as a person, as a human being, know that your value doesn't lie with other people and their perspective of you or their perception of you. Your value is how you see yourself, how grateful you are, how appreciative you are of your uniqueness and your gifts. And if you have to align yourself with a higher power, for me, it's God. For you to understand your value, then do it. And remind yourself every day that you're valuable. You are enough. You have something to offer because you're still alive, and keep going. And even with your children as moms, you have to lay that down and make it clear, like, you're valuable.
Wow. Y'all valuable, y'all. We are valuable. Nesta Lumpkin, y'all. So if you haven't already, because I know some of y'all multitasking, you need to find her. She's available on all the social media platforms, especially Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Show her love in the Facebook group, how much you've appreciated her advice. Y'all just got some free tips. I don't know if you realize. She did not make you have to book an appointment, okay? She came, she dropped some gems. So show your appreciation.
Book an appointment. You can book a strategy call with me.
Yes, book an appointment with her. Seek her out. Don't waste her time, because we don't do that in this community. We are all women of excellence. But in all seriousness, Nesta, thank you so much for how you have just come on here and blessed so many of our lives, y'all. Stay tuned and follow her, because you never know where she may be speaking next, somewhere near you where you can experience her, because she is an experience, y'all. Like I said, I could see her speaking and I'm like, yes, put me in the audience, okay? I'm there. So again, y'all, I'm your favorite mindset coach. This is Kalia Janae, and you've been listening to Crown Level Confidence. Stay tuned for some very special announcements, and let's just give it up one more time for Nesta Lumpkin. Thank you for tuning into another empowering episode of Crown Level Confidence with Kalia Janae. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation and found it both insightful and inspiring. If you'd like to be a featured guest on the show and share your journey of confidence and self-belief, please reach out to me at podcast@kaliajanae.com. I'm always eager to connect with remarkable individuals who have a story to tell. And for those interested in connecting with me for speaking engagements or mindset coaching, you can find more information on my website, kaliajanae.com. I'd love to hear from you and explore how we can work together to inspire and empower others. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode filled with actionable tips and heartfelt stories. If you enjoyed today's episode, I'd truly appreciate it if you could leave a review on your preferred podcast platform. Your feedback helps us reach more listeners and inspire even more people to straighten their crowns. Remember, your journey to unstoppable confidence is a continuous adventure. I'm happy to support you every step of the way. Keep believing in yourself, keep shining, and always wear your crown with pride. Until next time, this is Kalia Janae, your host, signing off. Stay confident, stay empowered, and keep leveling up.